We are now learning U.S. troops in Iraq shot down a one-way combat drone earlier today in what appears to be another attempted attack on our troops in the region. This comes as the Pentagon started hitting back at the Iran proxy groups leading these aggressions that happened last night. Early this morning, U.S. warplanes conducted airstrikes on two Iran-backed locations in eastern Syria. That news breaking late last night. And one facility was used by Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps for weapons storage. The other was an ammo production factory. The Pentagon is calling the strikes an act of self-defense. And in just the past 10 days, listen to this, 10 days, Iran-backed proxies have launched 20 attacks on American troops in Iraq and Syria. And while war rages on between Israel and Hamas, Iran is demanding the United States stop supporting our ally or be prepared to face more fire.
I say frankly to the American statesmen who are now managing the genocide in Palestine that we do not welcome to expansion of the war in the region. But I warn, if the genocide in Gaza continues, they will not be spared from this fire.
We want to be crystal clear. There is no genocide being waged by Israel. Those were lies. In fact, it is Israelis who were ruthlessly attacked by Hamas. Let's bring in retired U.S. Army General Keith Kellogg, Fox News contributor and former national security advisor to former Vice President Mike Pence. General Kellogg, 10 days, 20 attacks on U.S. troops. In fact, we know that 19 U.S. troops were diagnosed with traumatic brain injury. Why did it take 10 days for the U.S. to respond?
Well, Kayleigh, thanks for having me. Look, it shouldn't have. You're involved right now in what's called escalation control, risk management, and strategic leadership, and we've got a problem in all three. A response by two F-16s is not really good, and we learned that in the past. Let me give you an example. In 2019, in December, we had an attack by Iranian proxy forces on a base in Erbil in Iraq, killed an American. We responded with heavy fires through F-15 Strike Eagles. 2 days later, the American embassy is under attack, and I got a call at 3 o'clock in the morning from the Situation Room. Robert O'Brien, the National Security Advisor to the President's on the other line. We knew that they were starting to burn documents, which is the precursor to losing an embassy. We said, let's wake the principals. So he wakes up the president, I wake up the vice president, and we say at the time, here's what's happening. And the president says to us, who's involved? We say, it's Soleimani. He says, get Soleimani. So in the process of getting Soleimani, which happened 2 days later,
2 days.
We took him out. And then we said, okay, here's the next steps. And with strategic leadership by the president, and here's what you do. He said publicly to the world, there are 52 targets in Iran that we're going to go after if this continues. Subsequently, also, the Secretary of State passed a message through the Swiss, who are protecting power, which means our emissaries, because we don't have any diplomatic relations with the Iranians, that the next target is the Supreme Leader Khamenei. He's going to be gone. So why do we know that worked, and why did everybody quiet down? 8 days later, the Iranians shot down a Ukrainian airliner coming out of Iran. And why? We picked up the signals that they thought we were coming after the Supreme Leader. We took decisive action, hard action, and we basically broke the escalation ladder by going super escalation. That's what they need to do now. They need to send a very clear message, a very hard message, and two F-16s in response is not that message. They need to nip this in the bud, and we need to tell the Supreme Leader, and very clearly, you're on the docket, dude. We're coming after you if necessary, and we're going after your infrastructure, and we're going to go after the people as well, to include the leader of the Quds Force, which is Ismail Ghani right now. And you also tell their foreign minister who's at the UN that, look, right now, you're going to be next as well. And if we don't send that message, you don't break this escalation ladder. And you've got to break it now, or it's going to spin out of control. That's my concern, Kayleigh. It's going to spin out of control, and then it's going to be much more hard to contain, and it's going to get worse.
I want to underscore what you just said. That was fascinating. So the United States, you believed it's being targeted. You laid out what was happening at the embassy. You wake up former President Trump. Within, if I understand you correctly, within 48 hours, Soleimani is gone. 48 hours. And compare that to Biden's response to this Hamas attack. And the attack on our U.S. troops, which are separate, is what we're told by Lloyd Austin. 10 days for a U.S. response, 10 days. And that $6 billion still not categorically cut off, that was unleashed. The oil sanctions not being enforced. What a comparison.
Yeah, and if you take a look at it, it was 10 days and we broke the cycle. Everything quieted down right after that. If you remember, go back and look at the timeline from when that attack occurred in Erbil to when the Iranians decided to call it all off was a 10-day period. But we had made a very, very clear message to everybody. And here's the other thing that's very important, is everybody in the world knew that the President of the United States would take decisive action. And we did it by killing the Quds Force commander, Soleimani, who was probably the most charismatic general the Iranians had, and that Khomeini was next. And we let everybody in the world know about it. Pompeo made sure everybody in the world knew about it. We knew that the Russians knew about it. We knew the Iranians knew about it. We knew all our allies knew about it. And it broke the cycle. That's what they need to do. They're not doing it. And this is going to continue to spin. And you're going to see more attacks on American servicemen, women, and also our installations.
Yeah, we certainly hope not. General Keith Kellogg, thank you very much.
Thanks, Kaylee.